I wanted to talk a little bit about a little game called Wuthering Waves. By the way, yeah, my name is Mac. No one cares. No one cares about that. Anyway, welcome to my channel. Forgot to say that too, but no one cares about that either. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about the game, my favorite characters, my favorite other stuff, some thoughts. I'm gonna compare some things with Genshin because I used to play Genshin, right? I mean, I used to play Genshin since I started playing Genshin since its release, and I don't even remember when it was released, 2020. It feels like it was yesterday and 111 years ago at the same time. It's weird, but I hear that I'm not the only one who feels that way about the current era that we live in. And I can't believe I'm 30. Yeah, I know I don't look like it. I know I look 17. Anyway, Shang Liao is my favorite character in this game. I mean, one of my favorites. Sanhua is my favorite. You could say that Shang Liao is my favorite male character. Sanhua is my favorite female character, but I like the female rover as well, so I don't know. But these three are incredible. But Shang Liao, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly or not, but anyway, I'm gonna keep calling him that. Him. English is my second language. I know my accent isn't that great, but anyway, hopefully you still understand what I'm saying. I play on mobile and my phone isn't that strong, it's not that great, so the game is a little laggy, and I have to say that Kuro is doing an incredible job at making this game work on such a low-end phone, or low-end phones in general, so that someone like me from just a third world country in the middle of nowhere can actually play this game and enjoy it the way I am, because it's a little laggy, but it's not that bad. It's not unplayable. Before the most recent update, it was pretty much unplayable, and I still played it. It was torture, but I still played it. And I'm pretty sure the way I play right now seems like torture to someone who's used to playing on 60 FPS, 120 FPS. I'm not sure I even know how 30 FPS is really like. The last time I played a game that was smooth was years ago, more than a decade ago, when I used to play Java games on a little Nokia phone. God, I miss those days. You know, when you do input and the game does what you told it to do, they don't do that. Anyway, so Shang Liao is my favorite character in this game because he's very mobile friendly. I mean, the guy has resistance to interruption in his kit. The more you upgrade his skills too, one of his skills, I'll try to put it on the screen somewhere, on my face maybe, because who cares about looking at me? Anyway, he has resistance to interruption in his skills too, and I believe in some other parts in his kit, but I'm not entirely sure because I'm not that technical. I read everything he does once. I play him really well now. I'm not gonna read all of that again. I don't need to. I now know how to use the guy. I'm used to it, hit, skill, liberation, jump, do this, do that, and the echo and stuff, so. No specific rotation. When you play on some laggy stuff like that, you don't really care about rotation. At least I don't. And I don't care about the in-game content. I'm not doing the Tower of... the TOA, Tower of... Tower of the end game thing, that is similar to the Abyss in Genshin. I didn't used to do the Abyss in Genshin either. I only tried to do it once at the very beginning of the game when I first created the account because it was a part of the tutorial. Similar to in Wuthering Waves too. You have to collect like 12 stars to achieve something in the book thing. It's like a tutorial. I don't remember. I don't care. I got the 12 stars. I don't care anymore. I probably will never even go to that island again. The one that's the tower is on. I forgot what I was saying. How did I get here? Yeah, so I don't need a rotation. You will need a rotation to do in-game content. I'm just using Rover, Xiang Liao, and Baizhi at the moment until I build Shorekeeper, and then I will replace Baizhi with her. Even though I love Baizhi, but I don't love her pit thing that she flings around when she attacks because it's very clunky. There's another word, but I forgot. Because I'm very self-conscious about my right now because I'm filming, so I'm not talking to myself anymore. Not that I talk to myself. Anyway, I don't like her pit. I don't like her attacks. I wish they would remove that. They're not going to, but I wish. Like Baizhi would be perfect because I love the character itself, the way she looks, her personality in the game, the story. Her kit is very simple to use too, so it's very mobile friendly. If it didn't have that pit, his animations or its animations are very weird. Like when you start attacking, he attacks the air first, and then like at the third or fourth attack he reaches the enemy even if the enemy is like right there. And the heavy attack is, what was the word? No, not staggering. Now, the harder I try to reach that word, the farther it will fly away. The farther away it will fly off. I don't know. I'm not gonna remember the word. It doesn't matter. No. Man, it's bugging me. Anyway. So, Shorekeeper is great as well, so I'm just gonna replace Baizhi with her, and that's gonna be it. I don't have Verena, and I hear that you need 2 teams. Oh, and I have Jianshin too. She kinda heals, even though her Forte Circuit passive, when she does this thing. Anyway, the thing that she does that gives her a heal, the heavy hold, the basic attack hold. It's the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, she heals too. And yeah, by I was saying that I hear that if you wanted to do the Tower of... you need 2 teams. And I'm pretty sure have 2 teams, not fully built, but I intend to build pretty much every character I have right now. They're all amazing. I mean, this game is incredible. I was talking about Xiang Liao, and now I'm talking about Verena. How? Anyway, he has resistance to interruption in his kit, and he has blinking. He blinks to where the enemies are, especially on his Forte Circuit powered skill. So I don't use his powered or enhanced skill right away. Powered? Makes sense when I said Forte Circuit powered. Circuit powered. What? Um, I don't use his I don't use his enhanced skill right away. I wait until I kill the current enemy because he kills them so fast. Sometimes he kills them faster than it shows on my screen. So I think that the enemy is not dead yet, and Shang Liao, like your boy is trying to get to the next enemy. He's running there towards him, punching the air, trying to get there, and I think that I'm still punching this guy, and I'm like, what? Why isn't he moving anymore? The enemy, you know, when you hit them, they move, like they get staggered, but they stop moving when they die. And the game doesn't show me yet that they're gone. Like they don't disappear immediately because frames. So your boy is trying to get to the next enemy, and I'm there just staring at that enemy, looking like this. And I'm like, what? And now I understand when it freezes like that. I'm like, oh, so XLY is trying to get to the next enemy now, but I don't know where that enemy is, so I'm just gonna keep until I hear him punching someone or getting punched. This guy is great. He mostly doesn't get punched. With any other characters, they can get interrupted, they can get knocked down. He rarely gets knocked down or out, or whatever it's called. I mean, I guess that's what you call resistance to interruption. But you don't know. I haven't unlocked that skill or that ability on his skill tree. So that skill, ability, whatever. I haven't upgraded my Shang Liao that far yet because my world level is still like 40 right now, or 41. No, I think it's still 40. So I can't upgrade him past 70 yet. So I can't get there. Yeah, I'm not there yet. He's not maxed out yet, but he's going to be the first character that I maxed out. That I max out. Then Rover, then Shorekeeper. Then I'm gonna go, like, I think I'm going to pull Jian because I love that guy as well. His design is great. His gameplay is amazing. And that, I think, like, knowing Kuro and how they are the developers of Punishing Grey Raven, and that game, though it's great, I can't play it on my phone because I can't see anything, and the gameplay, I don't know, I like the Wuthering Waves gameplay more than Punishing Grey Raven. Anyway, Punishing Grey Raven has elemental themes, right? Lightning, physical, fire, ice, stuff like that. This game has characters of these themes too, and I think it works that way as well, or eventually it will. I mean, the game is still in the beginning, so we don't have that many characters yet. But I think we have enough characters to form a good air team, or aero team. Jian is going to be the DPS. Maybe Jianshin is the healer, and I will do that. I'm going to create that team. Jianshin. Nice. And Yang is going to be like the sub DPS. I love her too. She's very simple to use. She's very great. I noticed, maybe that's just for me, but when I try to use her wind song attack. You know, when you heavy attack and then you do a basic attack immediately after and she slashes the ground, that pretty much always misses for me, that wind song attack. If it hits, it gives her a forte circuit charge, and she needs 3 to do the mid-air heavy attack thing, or you can do it. You can consume her forte circuit points in other ways, but I prefer to do the mid-air thing because her kit has more enhancements, or adds more enhancements to that specific mid-air forte circuit consumption heavy attack. Man, that's a long sentence. When you have full forte circuit on her, you jump and you just do a basic attack. She consumes her forte circuit points, which are supposed to be 3, and she does that beautiful air bluish attack thing that looks really cool. I think you can do that by doing a heavy attack when you have full forte circuit, but I'm not sure because it doesn't always work for me because of the whole lag thing. So I prefer doing the mid-air attack anyway. But it's difficult for me to charge her forte circuit with the wind song attack. So I charge it with her intro. I think 5 basic attacks. I just spam until I see that it charged. And her skill. And then I jump, do the attack, and switch characters. She's not fully built with me yet, but again, no one really is, because the max I can do right now is 70, but what I'm trying to say is that she's like 30 or 40 right now. She's not even 70 yet. The only one who's 70, 2, Shang Liao and Rover are 70 right now. Anyway, I was talking about teams. I guess it makes sense that I'm here, kinda. I'm not done talking about Shang Liao yet. My God. Jian. Teams. So with Jian, I think you will have a full Aero team. Who else is Aero? Oh yeah, that Alto. I don't have him. I don't think I have him. Yeah, I don't have him. But I tried his gameplay before. I think it was a tutorial or something. Anyway, I don't think he's gonna be that easy for me to use on the phone. So even if I had him, he will be shelved. Even though his gameplay looks very interesting to me, I will have to shelve him until I'm able to play him. That's gonna happen for some characters, sadly. What other teams you can have? Like, I think the Electro team. Do we have a full Electro team? We don't, because we don't have an Electro healer. So we have Shang Liao as the main DPS and Calculator, but I don't have Calculator, and even if I did, he would be extremely difficult for me to use on the phone, because I believe that his kit is very specific. He has a specific gameplay style. It's very satisfying. I don't think it's boring. I've watched a couple of videos about him. No matter how many times I believe you play him, if you master his gameplay, he's going to be very satisfying, not boring. So I wish I could do that on the phone, but I can't. Even if I had him, he would be one of those characters that I would have to temporarily shelve. But anyway, he's a main DPS, so I'm going to be using Shang Liao as the main Electro DPS, and that female puppet master character, forgot her name, but she would be the sub DPS, and we would need an Electro healer. I think eventually we're going to have complete teams. I think right now the Aero team is complete. We don't have, I think, we have Baizhi, right? And we have Shorekeeper and Verena, who are both Spectro healers, and we have Baizhi, who's an Ice healer. So if we talk about just healers and start the teams with them, because they're fewer, does that make sense? You can easily find a sub DPS, but we don't have a Spectro main DPS. We have Rover, Spectral Rover. They're pretty good sub DPS, but they need to support a Spectral main DPS. They have like 20% Spectral Shred in their kit. I believe in the Resonance Chain number 6, like the last one. And I just unlocked that. And I have that, but we don't have a Spectral main DPS, do we? Wait, we do! Jianshin, I just don't have her. So I think we have wait, does she work? Is that... No, we have to talk about synergy as well. What if they're not synergistic? Jianshin is all over the sky, right? So is Changli. But we don't have a fusion or a fire healer, so we don't have a Changli. We don't have a Changli full team anyway, because we don't have a fusion healer. Do we have a fusion sub DPS? Or sometimes I use Chexia as sub DPS. She's level 60 right now. She's pretty good, especially on she's pretty mobile friendly. Even though I can't use her skill that much, the hold on her skill, because she gets easily interrupted, and because sometimes I can't see what's going on. I don't even know what interrupted her, so I can't dodge. But dodging on this game, like when I'm not losing frames, when things are going smooth, Arabic is my first language. It's very difficult for us to say smooth and stuff like that. But I'm working on it. Anyway, when things are smooth for me, I can dodge sometimes, because sometimes frames drop and I'm like frames drop and so do I. But anyway, when I can dodge, it's pretty satisfying. But you still can't use her skill immediately after you dodge, because the enemy could just attack again. You can just land one attack. So she's not that, her skill isn't that mobile friendly. Everything else about his kit, her kit is. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying again. Why did I start talking about Jian? I said that I'm going to pull him and build his team, but why did I talk about that? Ice team! So, that's not why I was talking about GM, but I'm going to talk about that now. I think we have a full ice team, right? Baizhe healer, Sanhua sub DPS, and Ling Yang main DPS. I love that dude. He's just a little kid who's like doing... Hold on. I don't know how to do it other than like... No. Oh god, no. No, I'm not putting that in the video. I just held a pillow over my head and... No. Anyway, he's ice, right? So, and he's a pretty cool DPS, I think, because I only did some of his gameplay, but I haven't built him yet, but eventually I think I will. I just need a pretty good team first, especially a mobile friendly team. I mainly, I don't care about the in-game stuff, but I mainly just like to fight monsters in the overworld. Collecting echoes, finding treasure chests. I love that. Being absolutely aimless, just running around, killing monsters and just, going all out. So, I don't want one specific team to do that, I just want to play with everyone, but I need to build a pretty strong team at first, so I can do that, so I can build characters, because I need to be able to farm, right, the materials and stuff. So I need to defeat bosses, and you can say that I need a boss killer team at first, a reliable team, especially for me, for mobile. So it's going to be the Xiang Liao team. Him, Rover, Shorekeeper. That's going to be that team at the beginning. And then I'm gonna build more characters and mainly just have fun with them in the overworld, because you don't really need a specific, they don't need to be that strong to survive in the overworld, or it's not gonna be that annoying. Some bosses are really annoying, especially the Dreamless for me. And Scar. Ironically, Jue is very easy for me to do. I don't know, like I've seen that I don't know, like I've noticed that some people say that Jue is the most annoying weekly boss, but he dies. She. They, I don't know. She, I think it's a she, dies like that for me. Maybe because she's low level right now, because my world level is still 40 and I haven't fought her that much. Maybe. But Dreamless makes me wanna just jump into the game myself and just punch her in the face. It's a her too, right? I don't know, it doesn't matter. They're monsters. No wait, Jue isn't a monster. Yeah. But I think it's a her. It's a she. It's a dragon. And I'm not Donkey. So I don't care. So anyway, I need a boss killer team first. So that's going to be it. Xiang Liao, Rover, and Shorekeeper. Because I love Rover so much in this game, man. I mean, especially Havoc, just because of the scythe. I don't actually want to switch to Spectral Rover, even though they're great. Just because I want to keep the scythe. When a character has a scythe, I'm in. They're great. So yeah. So why did I start talking about Jian again? I was still talking about Xiang Liao. I don't know, doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm like, I don't know what Camellia element is going to be. If she's like another Spectral, and her gameplay is like synergizes with Rover Spectral, then I'm going to pull Camellia and build a team for her. Though I don't think she's going to be Spectral. She uses plants, I think, or that was her hair. It's both, I think. I don't know. I can't wait to find out what element and weapon she is, because I don't know what weapon to pull. But it's okay, I have some pulls right now, I think 140. And I'm going to pull Jian. So I don't know if I'm gonna have anything left for her or not. I don't know, but I want Jian, so I'm going to pull him. And wait and see what her element and weapon are. And then think about that. I mean, I can wait for her rerun. I'm good at being patient. I quit Genshin. Genshin, man. I wish Genshin was as good as Wuthering Waves. I mean, Wuthering Waves is like my savior. Because I used to love playing Genshin for the gameplay, for the core gameplay, the combat. And Wuthering Waves' combat mechanics are much better than Genshin. And Kuro is a much better developer than MiHoYo, the developer for Genshin. When I used to play Genshin before Wuthering Waves was released and I started playing it, because I started playing it, I believe I created an account at the beginning when it was released. I think I still have that account. I think that is the account at which I have Alto and I tried his gameplay. Is that the same account I have now? I think it is. I think I returned. Yeah, I returned. This is the account wait, this is not the account I have Alto on. So I created a different account and then I realized I have this one. So anyway, yeah, this is the account I created when Wuthering Waves released, but it was not playable at all at that time, so I had to uninstall and wait until they do something, and here we are. It wasn't that great when I returned, but it was great-er. It was better. Now, At least I can run around and fight. That's all I was asking for. I knew it was going to be laggy, but at least it's playable, you know. And it is my fault. I just need to upgrade my phone or my potato PC, but I can't do that right now, obviously, or I would have done. Anyway, I was talking about Genshin. Every now and then, the game would frustrate me because, you know, it lacks too many quality of life features. Wuthering Waves has everything. Everything. Including something that, I don't know, like, not everyone was thinking of. Or, I like, how do I say this? Some characters in Genshin cannot be main DPS. Like, Candace, for example. I love Candace. I love Dehya. They did her so bad, she's unplayable. Wuthering Waves, pretty much every character is great. Some characters are not great for me, like Calculor. I'm just gonna keep calling him Calculator. It's easier for me, even though it's pretty difficult. Calcaro. Calculus. Calcium. Calcium. He's pretty difficult for me. He's playable. He's great. I just can't play him on mobile. It's on me. But Dehya, everyone knows. She's unplayable for everyone. Candice, many other characters, they are great. They look great, and it was like something that it became sort of a meme and acceptable. Like whenever a character is announced, everyone is like, God, I hope they're good. But in Wuthering Waves, all characters have great animations, interesting characteristics, mechanics, and different mechanics. It's the same game, but the combat is so good, so satisfying. Even the simplest characters like Yang Yang has great stuff in her kit. I don't know how to say it. Has like a cool stuff in her kit, like some depth to her kit. It's still satisfying. It's still cool, and I like that. Even Baija, like even healers can be goofy DPS in this game. I think they can, like, I think they're goofy. I know they can be DPS. I know they can deal damage. All of them, all of the characters in this game can. And we all know about Danjin, who can solo pretty much anything and everything if she just if she's played right. Obviously, on my phone, I can't play her right. I can't dodge for nothing. But again, that's on me. I don't have her, by the way. I think I have her on the same account that Alto. Anyway, I don't want to get myself into that maze again. So yeah, that's one of the things that for me, it's really great about Wuthering Waves. I mean, other than everything else that is obvious about Wuthering Waves, this is not one of the main points of why someone would prefer Wuthering Waves to Genshin, but that's one of the things that's one of the reasons why I prefer Wuthering Waves to Genshin. But again, that's not one of the obvious ones. Like one of the big ones is the skip button in the stories, in everything. That's one of the main reasons why I would just rage quit Genshin, uninstall it, and just not play it for like a couple of months. But then I would have to return to it because I can't play anything else. I get like this hunger for combat, and my options are very limited when it comes to games. So I would reinstall Genshin. I don't have to do that anyway anymore. Since I moved, since I actually was able to make the move to Wuthering Waves and was actually able to play it, I was able to completely forget about Genshin. Wuthering Waves is amazing. This game is just, and Kuro is incredible. What a respectful developer. They respect your time. They respect your sanity. My God. And the ecosystem, I love that. You farm echoes farm as much as you want, and it's all combat, and it's all great, beautiful, just amazing, interesting, satisfying combat. I don't get bored of my main team anyway, and when eventually I get to building more characters, Yuan Wu, Ling Yang. Even if I had Danjin, I know I can't play her perfectly. I'm still going to build her and play her. And Calcium, whenever I get him eventually, he's a basic character. I think I will get him eventually. All of them. Make things interesting, build more characters, put them in the team, and just hunt. I love hunting. It makes me think of Supernatural a lot. You know, you're out there hunting monsters and saving people. Kinda. Anyway, I just like going around the overworld, kicking ass. Anyway, this game is great, and I was talking about Shang Liao, and now here I am. I've been talking for almost an hour, and I only talked about like 3 or 4 characters, which is okay. Man, characters like Sanhua, for example, oh my god, I love this character. She's a little difficult for me to play because of her forte circuit, even though her rotation is pretty fast, so it's friendly, it's mobile friendly, I can do it, it's okay. But the problem is that, one, because of the lag, she can get interrupted, and then the ice shards disappear by the time I like pick myself back up and get back to the enemy to hit them with the forte circuit, you know, with holding basic attack to do the heavy attack consumption forte circuit thing, and they disappear, and the gauge that moves, or the pointer that moves on the forte circuit gauge is white, and the forte circuit gauge is white, and the shards are white, bluish, so it's very difficult for me to see, but again, it's my problem. Anyway, right now, I have to shelve her a little bit. I'm still going to build her soon, because I love her too much to shelve her completely, like Alto and Calcium, whom I don't even have. Like, if I had these two, they would be like at the bottom of the list. Sanhua is not on the bottom of the list, because I love her too much, and I love her gameplay so much too. It's very interesting. I just sometimes, or sadly most of the time, I can't actually do it. I wish at least the marker on the gauge was a darker color. Anyway, like I was saying, we have a full ice team, right? Ling Yang, Sanhua, and Baija, and we don't have a full Spectre team yet, because we don't have a main Spectral main DPS, but maybe Camellia is that. Though, I was talking about her, and I don't think. If I had to guess, what element would she be? I mean, I guess Spectral actually could make sense, but her attacks, they're not plants. Like Verena is Spectral because we don't have a plant element like we have Dendro in Genshin. If we had a plant or earth element in this game, do we? No, we don't. So Spectral kind of makes sense. Camellia doesn't seem like she's that light. So my guess would be either Fusion or Havoc. She's dark and she's powerful. So these two fit. And she uses her hair or like these dark plants. So what would her weapon be? A rectifier? I'm not sure. And I don't remember the fight completely in the story. I don't think she was using a weapon at all, so I think it might be a rectifier. I don't know. Anyway, it is going to be soon, right? I think the announcement for her will be during Jian's banner. So I think soon she will be revealed, and we will know what element she is. If she's spectral, I'd probably try to pull her. I don't know if I will have the pulls, but I will try. And yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to build full teams. I'm just trying to do it for the fun of it, you know. To have a full Aero team, to have a full Spectral team, to have a full Havoc team. Of course, that depends again on especially the healers. Speaking of Havoc, what would the sub DPS be for Havoc Rover? Like Havoc Rover would be the main DPS. Tauchi, shield, sleepy, like that typical sleepy wife, who ironically actually does her job and then she sleeps. Anyway, Tauchi's great too, but for me, like, I guess I'm gonna talk about Tauchi. Alright. She's very difficult. She's not very, she's very difficult for me to use, because even though I try to use her easier rotation, which is like you use her after her intro, because her intro skill gives her full circuit, I think, or I believe. So all you need to do after that is land 3 attacks. Sadly though, for me at least, sometimes or most of the time, the enemies are just, when she enters, I don't know why she's not right next to the enemy, so her attacks miss. And if you miss the first one, she does not consume the Forte circuit when she finally, or when she eventually lands her hits. You have to do it exactly like immediately after her intro, or you will have to hold and do her parry ability, or wait if you don't get hit until she flings her sword up and like fully charges her heavy. And when that happens, if you don't get hit, then most likely the enemy is not close enough to you. So yeah, she's clunky for me to use. So I think I'm going to build her eventually, but I don't know. I need to get myself a better phone, man. Anyway, yeah, she's gonna have to be temporarily shielded as well because of that, but that's okay. Who else? I talked about Jianshin already, but not much. But I love her. She's pretty cool. I just wish she wasn't like a sitting duck in her Forte circuit use when she's doing the heavy thing. Can't believe I did that thing with the pillow for Ling Yang. I'm too tired to laugh at it that much. Anyway, just want to talk about some characters, some of the things I really liked about it. This game is great, and it hits just the right spot for me. The most important thing that I care about is the core gameplay. And mostly I love the games with, you know, fighting and combat and stuff, and again my options are very limited, but this game is great at doing that. Like, even if I had more options, this would be one of my favorite games ever. The combat, the core gameplay itself, the combat is great, it's fantastic. You have a lot of like variety of like martial arts, like, you know, skills and abilities, and all these characters have different mechanics and stuff that you can learn, and you look deep into their mechanics. Like for Shorekeeper, for example, she has this thing in her Resonance Liberation, or her ult. When you do her ult and then use the intro for your sub DPS, and then, you know, do a couple of hits, do whatever, like try to do a fast rotation, even if it's not the full rotation of that sub DPS. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is sub DPS intro, main DPS intro, and then if you use Shorekeeper intro again in her ult, in that sequence, like you have to use 3 intros, with her being the third, she folds the screen. She does this animation that looks fantastic, and I did it by accident at first, and then I had to read her abilities, everything, to figure out how that's done because it's great. She like folds your screen, turns it into a butterfly, and unleashes spectral energy and ends her ult. It's great. So I guess like she ends her ult first. That's the very first thing she does. When she folds the screen like that and turns it into a butterfly, that's her just like collecting what's left of her ult. I'm not sure if she does that. Like if it depending on how much time was left in the duration of her liberation, she would restore some of her liberation energy. I don't know. I didn't read that. Like, I didn't notice that. I was just trying to read. Maybe it does. Maybe I will read, but I don't need to read that much. English is my second language. Reading is hard. But anyway, I figured out how it's done, and that's it. So whenever I play with her, whenever I play as her, whenever I play as her, whenever she's on my team, I try to do that sequence, that ability to see her fold the screen like that and do the butterfly thing again. And the damage that comes from the I don't know, when she unleashes energy like that at the end, when she does that, it's pretty good, pretty impressive. And she's not that built for me yet, at all. And it's pretty impressive for her level. So I think when she's fully built, she's gonna kick some serious ass. Stuff like that about this game, it's fantastic. And the story in this game is great. I know some people like say that it's fast, but try to have English as your second language. It's not gonna be that fast. But yeah, my language has improved a little bit, so I guess reading is pretty fast for me. But the story, I didn't feel like the story was fast at all. It was beautiful, so beautiful. Everything, like pretty much, I can't see anything wrong with this game. The only thing wrong with it for me is my phone, not the game. The game is great. All of the mechanics in the game are great. The energy thing, when you have max energy, so it goes, you have this the 480 that starts to accumulate extra energy when you have max energy and you're not spinning God. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's great too. So yeah, the game is great. And there's always something that you can do even if you don't have any energy. Even if there's no events, there's nothing. But I gotta say, I wish the Elusive Realm event lasted. Or like was something that's permanent. You know, similar to how HSR has... I forgot what it's called. But anyway, there's like this roguelike or roguelite mode in the game. I wish this game just made it permanent. I wish Core did that, but maybe they will. I mean, I don't think I'm the only one who's asking for that or hoping for that. So maybe one day they will give us that. But anyway, I enjoyed it a lot. Granted, I was only able to use Shan Liao for it because he was my strongest character. And even when I try to use other characters who are kind of built, because they're like just 10 levels lower than him, he does much better than others. Much. He's fantastic. Again, maybe it's just because of me. I mean, I can't really dodge that much, right? He kicks ass. He's awesome. And the whole blinking around to where enemies are, and his ult, it's like it damages everyone, everywhere. Like, I don't know what the range of it is because I didn't read. Maybe I should read more. But anyway, he damages everyone with his ult. when he unleashes the ult and when he does the enhanced skill in his ult. It's just, he's so good. He's so good. He's just great. Now, I don't think Jian is like him. He doesn't blink around, he doesn't resist interruption. I think. I haven't read his abilities yet, I will. But I believe, or I've read somewhere, that he's good at AoE, you know, which is going to be good for me as well. And he looks too good for me to just pass on. Some say, like, I think some say skip Jian and go for Camellia, even though we don't know what her element and weapon is. Has it been released? I haven't seen it. Maybe it has already. I don't know. Maybe by the time I upload this video, it's going to be released, because God knows it's going to take a while for me to upload this video. Anyway, or maybe it's like PGR and how, you know, just keep pulling all the S ranks as they get released, because they're pretty good. And there is power creep, which is everywhere. I mean, yeah, PGR didn't seem that friendly for me. I mean, it's so confusing for me. I tried to play that game, but I get so confused. I don't know what teams to build, what characters to pull, what to do. And the game UI is everywhere. I know they're trying to improve it, but it's still all over the place. So confusing. And the core gameplay for me, it's good, but it's not that great for me on my phone. Wuthering Waves is. So for now, I'm just gonna stick to Wuthering Waves. Unironically, that's the only game installed on my phone right now. I wish I could play ZZZ, because the combat looks good to me. It's very interesting to me, but I couldn't make it work on my phone. I was able to install it, but it doesn't work. My phone is too weak. And I don't think I can install it anymore, because I won't have enough space for it, because I have Wuthering Waves. So even if it would work, I won't be able to play both at the same time. And I'm not giving up Wuthering Waves for any other game at all. Wuthering Waves is just going to be permanently installed on my phone now. It's that good. Wow. So yeah, PGR is I think it's able to be installed, because I have like 20 gigs available. ZZZ, I think it fits right now, but I believe just pretty much one future update is going to make it too big, but it doesn't work on my phone anyway, so who cares? So yeah. Anyway, Wuthering Waves is great, and I'm so excited about the future for it. I'm going to pull GN. I don't know how Camellia is going to be like. I'm very interested. I love her design, character, from the story. I absolutely love her. She's adorable. But I don't know what her element or weapon are, and I like GN too much to care anyway. So I am going to pull GN. And eventually, as the game goes on, and you know, you see a character that you like, and you pull them, and you build them, and you build these teams. For me, because I can't, I'm F2P, but I'm not F2P by choice. If I could, I would spend a little bit on the game. Like if I was able to afford it. Like my life is great, so I have extra, but it's not like I'm going to take food out of my mouth to get a character. But what I'm trying to say is that eventually I want to be able to get characters' weapons as well. The best in stock weapons. So Shang Liao's weapon is going to be first. Jian, depending on his core gameplay for me, when I pull him, I'm gonna do the trial first. But I did him in his like story quest and the main quest, and I liked his gameplay a lot. So I think I'm going to love him. So eventually, like in 1 year or 2 years or something, I'm going to want to be I want to go for their weapons. If, let's say, there is upcoming characters that I'm not really interested in, or I have many pulls, but I'm not interested in the upcoming character, and I can pull the Shan Liao's best weapon, for example. So I'm skipping the character anyway, so I'm going to pull his weapon. You know, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm thinking. You know, whenever I'm able to, all things considered, I'm going to pull their weapons. Like if I can get away with it, you know, and get the characters I want. And but obviously the priority is going to be for characters because the gameplay and combat is just so. And there are other weapons that are pretty good. Like right now, I think the weapon, the gauntlets that I have on Shang Liao, Hollow Mirage, I believe that's what they're called. I think so. I think that's the name. Anyway, they're pretty good. And he hits so hard already and he's still level 70. And I don't care about the end game anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. But again, if I could get away with it, I want to do it. Get their weapons. So yeah. I'm too tired now. So yeah. That's all I want to say. I think. Unless I remember something else and then I add it to the video. Bye. For now. Maybe.